Good morning, Roll Gang, and welcome on in to a brand new week of Weekday Wake and Bakes. I am your host, Processor Sky, here with another Motivational Monday episode of the show to give us the proper emotional fuel to pound this week exactly how we want to pound it. So fucking pumped to sesh with you guys. Another week of Weekday Wake and Bakes. Live at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, smoking up some weed with the Roll Gangsters. How are you guys doing this morning? I hope you're smoking on some fire. I got some nice gelato here to smoke. If you guys could please let me know what you're smoking on the comments section of Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. It is so great to see you guys, and I would love to know what you're smoking on this morning because, after all, it is stoner law that we have awoke, so now we must have a smoke. And we're going to, have our smoke while we read off some motivational quotes from some famous people, and we also have the original canna quote from your processor. So I like to always spin it around and introduce cannabis to a motivational quote at the end of each show. So make sure you don't miss that. And if you aren't already, you could please click subscribe on YouTube. Trying to build up the YouTube channel at Rolling Spoon. And that would be very greatly appreciated. So huge shout out to everybody tuning in this morning. Live 9 a.m., noon Eastern, or after the fact, posted all over the interwebs. Today is Motivational Monday, which means we are about to drop some motivational quotes in while we smoke some weed so that we can get motivated to own this week, Roll Gangsters. We gotta get lit because, it kind of gets monotonous. Do it week by week, day by day, but we can't get too old on life here. We have to kind of keep the fire going, stoke that shit a little bit. So really excited to share these motivational quotes. Absolutely love session with you guys every weekday morning and appreciate everybody tuning in. So great to see y'all. So the first motivational quote on today's Motivational Monday episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake comes from Jim Rohn. And Jim Rohn says, "Happiness is not by chance, but rather by choice." And Roll Gangsters, who would rather choose sadness than happiness? And that's the thing. I really think some people actually would rather choose sadness, but I'm not sure if they're actually putting mind to that. Because personally, I would rather be happy than sad. And the realistic part of this quote is, it really is a choice. Like, shitty stuff is guaranteed to happen. That's basically the theme of Motivational Monday. Shitty stuff is guaranteed to happen, but we can always smile and laugh through. Like, happiness is 100% choosable all the time. And, that's kind of my philosophy. I choose love all the time. And maybe sometimes it doesn't necessarily make me directly happy, but if I'm doing it for something that I love, then it will make me happy, and I will do it. Damn. I have some dry mouth I took an edible before sleep last night, and honestly, I think I'm still a little bit stoned. I feel it. Yo, but super excited to spark up another dime rolled by the Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Toll. Shout out the Rolling Spoon, headlining sponsor of the show this morning and every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific. Let's get on into the next motivational quote. So Helen Keller is the quotist on this one. She, an absolute legend and blind, you know? Well, I think she either went blind or was born blind. Her quote is, "Keep your face in the sunshine and you won't ever see a shadow." How ironic, you know, because she's been living in a shadow, you know? If you can't see, all you see is your shadow. But she's saying here, if you keep your face in the sunshine, you won't ever see a shadow. And I'm pretty sure what she's saying here is, keep it positive and you won't ever have to deal with the negative side. You know what I mean? If you can turn the shadows, the adversities of your life into your friend, and, you know, keep your headspace in the right spot, it's kind of like the cheat code of life. You know, you can stay pretty happy if you keep your head in the sunshine. Everybody loves the sunshine. Shout out the squad over at Medicine. That song's always on. The next motivational quote on today's Motivational Monday episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake comes from Truman Capote with a true man statement. But before I get on into the quote, shout out the Rolling Spoon for rolling this perfect joint, this professional roll. Well, really, I rolled it, you know? I rolled it. It just helps. It just helps, you know? helps a lot. And Oaksterdam University. Yo, I forgot to do the Oaksterdam ad read. Major shout out, Oaksterdam University, the first ever cannabis college and the place to go to claim your stake in this budding industry. If you're looking to learn about cannabis horticulture, cannabis business, compliance in the new market, Oaksterdam is the place to go. The first ever cannabis college to boost your cannabis knowledge. Use promo code ROLLINGSPOON, one word, for 10% off tuition at Oaksterdam, and never look back, Roll Gangsters. Put that shit on your resume. Easily get yourself a job, an awesome job in this industry. So the quote from Truman Capote goes a little bit like, "Failure is the condiment that gives success its flavor." What an awesome fucking quote. Truman Capote with a true man quote. Failure is the condiment that gives success its flavor. Roll gang, everything is relative. You know what I mean? Everything. We are extremely talented and extremely talentless at the same exact time. How could that be? It's a perfect balance. Well, failure is the relative adversity that gives success its satisfaction. So in order to feel the moral gratification of succeeding, you must fail. Because if you succeed all the time, the moral gratification will dissipate. And God forbid you fail one time and you won't be used to it. You know, it's actually probably more effective to get accustomed to failing than to get accustomed to succeeding. And Truman Capote with the awesome quote, "Failure is the condiment that gives success its flavor." And I agree completely. What an absolute banger. So the last motivational quote here on this Motivational Monday with the Roll Gangsters comes from the legendary late rapper Nipsey Hussle. And Nipsey Hussle says, "Sometimes you have to take 2 steps back to take 10 steps forward." And, you know, this is a calculation quote. In our lives, we're setting goals. You know, set a goal, reach it. Set a goal, reach it. Set a goal, fail. set another goal, fail, then reach it. That's life. And sometimes to reach one of those goals, or to give our best attempt to reach it, you have to take 2 steps away from the goal, back from the goal, in order to make headway towards your destination. Nothing is ever a straight line success, So sometimes you have to take 2 steps back before you can take 10 steps forward. An awesome motivational quote from the legendary rapper Nipsey Hussle. And the quote that I'd like to compare this to is, you have to spend money to make money. Everybody wants to earn big money, but I have a regular 8-hour shift job. That isn't how we're going to make sustainable money. You make a little bit of money through your job and put it into something for more money. That's how you do it. Sometimes you have to take 2 steps back, spend a little to make a lot. And Nipsey Hussle, an absolute banger of a motivational quote, got Truman Capote, Jim Rohn, and Helen Keller on the motivational quotes this morning, as well as the legendary late rapper Nipsey Hussle. But I absolutely love session with you guys every weekday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. It is stoner law. We have awoke, so now we must have a smoke. Shout out Cali 420 Love, Quality Vegas Buds, tuning into the show. Really appreciate you. Great seeing you this morning and having a sesh with you guys. Hope you're nice and medicated, heading into this week, motivated and ready to make it a banger, Roll Gangsters. Let's get towards our goal. If not 10 steps towards our goal, 2 steps back first. Let's calculate it and then put it into action. But absolutely love hopping on here and sharing motivational quotes with you every Monday. Tomorrow is the Strain Review Tuesday episode of the show, so we're going to be smoking on some new flower, giving it a nice little judgment based on the Rolling Spoon rating scale, the RSRS, rolled by Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multitool and brought to you by Oaksterdam University, the first ever cannabis college to boost your cannabis knowledge. So to close out the show this morning, quick canna quote from your processor. I like to make up a little quote here. To experience the potency of life, you must consume it. Just like pot, you know what I mean? You can look at it, you can smell it, but until you're smoking it, until you're eating an activated edible, until you're consuming cannabis, you're not going to get to the point you want to get to. You know what I mean? Life is the same exact way. You can observe all you want, but until you start consuming and you get shit done, there's not much growth to be made. But I absolutely love you guys. Shout out everybody tuning in on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You guys are all the shit, and I love session with you guys every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, and I will see you tomorrow for Terpy Tuesday. Mwah! Love you, Roll Gang.